I am sitting here with Dion Coopwood, entrepreneur, CEO, super successful.
Let me be full transparent with everybody on this podcast. The reason why I'm a successful entrepreneur today is because I was the best employee I could be yesterday.
You look like a Sprint employee. Absolutely.
Listen, did y'all hear what she just said to me? She said I look like a Sprint employee. What I actually did was I created a software that people are utilizing to go through not the credit repair process, go through the credit enhancement process.
Okay, this is not just the right now entrepreneur. This is somebody who's playing this game long term.
Yep. My first 8 years of entrepreneurship, I didn't make no money really.
I have had to create and reinvent and create and reinvent so many times just to barely be able to pay bills. And I am at the height of I don't give a you know what, because I don't.
Who are you talking to, me?
Yeah.
I felt attacked in a good way. Are you on this journey by yourself? Oh, that must be a good question. Talk about full transparency.
Wait a minute. Are you the guest or am I? Like, what are you doing here?
Told me that I can ask you questions.
With these questions.
See,
okay.
Donnie don't want to be full transparent.
All right. Hey, mic check 1 2 1 2. Is Donnie Wiggins in the stew? What it do? What it do? On the right, I got a guest, and he fresh to death. He got Balenciaga on his feet and chest. Hey, I'm about to pass it to you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm about to pass it to you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm about to pass it to you. Are you ready? Let's
ready.
go. Let's go. Dion with the flow.
My name is Dion. Hey, what it do? You want to fix your credit? You know who to come to. I'm your man with the master plan. If you want to do business the right way, come be a part of my plan. There we go. Is that cool? All right, cool. That's cool.
I love it. I love it. I love it, you guys. Welcome to another episode of Full Transparency with Donnie Wiggins. And I have Dion Coopwood sitting here next to me. But let me just remind you guys that we are putting our guests on the spot. We're trying something new. Dion, this happened because on one episode, I was freestyling. And I thought the episode hadn't started yet.
Wow.
And Reese, the same way he started that clock on us, Reese had started the clock on me and decided to keep the freestyle in the episode.
Got you.
And everybody loved it, right? So I'm like, what if? And people are like, more. And I don't have that many bars by myself for real. So I said, instead of me freestyling all the time, what if I now put my guest on the spot to freestyle? And I think I put you on the spot pretty well.
Yeah. Did I do good or what, like kind of?
You got bars.
Okay.
You got those old school I've been here for a minute bars like me, because the girls aren't saying mic check 1 2 1 2 what it do these days. So I think we're showing our age a little bit, but I had fun. When's the last time you got the freestyle?
Wow. Last time I freestyled, maybe in college, In
college.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
So you just kind of took me back a little bit.
Took you back a little bit. Well, guys, I am sitting here with Dion Coopwood, entrepreneur, CEO, super successful. We run into each other all the time.
Yep.
But we never actually get down to sit down and have a conversation.
We have not.
So I'm super excited about this because I'm about to get to know you and you get to know me along with the audience that's watching us today.
I like the fact that I get to ask you questions.
Now that makes me nervous.
No, you ain't got to be nervous, but I like that because I've never did an interview. It was like mostly just me. It's like ask me questions and I give answers. But to be able to, like, sometimes you want to have open dialogue and you want to ask questions to the interviewer because it's kind of like, well, sometimes like, why did you ask me that? And you want to dig deep too as the person that's being interviewed. So I like it. Yeah, I'm interested. I like this. This is good.
All right, good stuff. Well, I welcome you here on the sofa with me. You said in your freestyle a little bit that you, if we want our credit repaired, tell me more about that. Are you actually sitting down, pulling people's credit reports, analyzing them? What do you do?
So great question. So no and no and no. And the reason being is because, here's the truth. I used to do it. And then when I moved to Georgia, I realized that it was sort of kind of illegal to do. It's considered a misdemeanor here. And so I had to change the game because what I didn't want to do is be a leader that people followed and then I'm doing the wrong thing and teaching the wrong things. And then a lot of people get in trouble. Like we've seen a lot of people get in trouble in this industry, and I didn't want to be a part of that, especially having other people follow behind me and put people in a bad position. So what I actually did was I created a software that people are utilizing to go through not the credit repair process, go through the credit enhancement process. And I'm saying there's a difference because I teach people how to leverage Metro 2 compliance, which is a credit compliance standard that was put in place in order to protect consumers, whereas most people are using what's called factual disputing in order to repair their credit, because that's the only one true legal way to repair your credit.
Okay, hold on, D. Hold on. Because we're using a lot of industry jargon, and our audience that's watching Full Transparency is an audience of entrepreneurs.
Yep.
And I believe the conversation around good credit and utilizing credit responsibly is so important.
Absolutely.
It's a conversation that I started having way too late in life.
Me too.
And had I had it earlier in my entrepreneurial journey, we would have been so much further along, I truly believe, right?
Yep.
So I want to make sure that this doesn't go over anybody's head. We want to make sure our entrepreneurs are equipped, they understand the language. So you mentioned something that's about to be a bar, credit repair versus credit enhancement.
Correct.
Can you first break that down?
Yep. So if anybody was to take the National Credit Repair Specialist exam, you will find that what they teach you in there, which is what everybody knows, is there's only one true legal way in order to repair somebody's credit. There's only one method, and that method is called factual disputing. Whereas with factual disputing, I download a copy of my credit profile, and I look at every single account, and I'm looking for the factual nature of things that are supposed to be correct, or the inaccuracies and the incorrect information, and make sure that things are aligned the way it is. Based upon, if I went to a car dealership, I look at the account for, let's just say, GM Financial, all of the date that I signed the contract, the date that the account reports, the balance that I owe should be accurate across the board. So if there's anything that's not factual, then I can, let's just say, dispute that with the credit bureaus, and then based upon my findings, they technically are in position, they need to delete that account. That's factual disputing. Since there's only one true legal way in order to go through the credit repair process, which is factual disputing, then we can't label Metro 2 compliance as credit repair.
Okay.
It's enhancement because I'm leveraging a compliance standard that the credit bureaus put in place in 1997 that states that if the information that is being, let's just say, reported on the consumer credit profile does not meet these 5 points of compliance, then it jeopardizes the integrity of the information that's being reported, so therefore it can't be reported.
It has to be removed.
It has to be removed.
Okay. And what are the 5 categories that we're checking for?
It's a lot.
Okay.
It's deep. I'll give you one, and I'll let everybody else do more research because it's a lot to break down. I know we're not here for that, but just to give you like one of the 5 points of compliance, it states that if any information is to be reported, then if you, let's just say I went and got an account with you, and now you're reporting that account to my credit profile, and let's just say I didn't pay you, then I went and I started doing business with somebody else, but then you sold that account to, let's just say, a collection agency. So now you are a part of that account. The collection agency is a part of that account. If the credit bureaus want an account to continue to be reporting, they must send handwritten carbon copy documentation to you, because you was the original creditor, and let's say the collection agency, and say, hey, they can't overnight it, they can't fax it, they can't send an email. They have to use USPS mail, send carbon copy documentation, wait on responses, carbon copy responses back. It's too much work. They're not doing it.
Okay.
They're not doing it. And then also, too, the credit bureaus, they get paid to report. So this is why they're trying to keep out this reporting. But if I got to send, let's just say if it's going to cost me $8 to send it to you, $8 to send it to that person, now I'm down $16 as a credit bureau. I don't even want to be involved. I'm just going to delete it. It's too much work.
It's too much work.
That's just 1 out of 5.
Yeah.
It's too much work. So they just say, forget it. They give up. And they go on about their business. That's it.
I think, especially right now, something that changed the game for me in terms of my credit and my credit state is education over repair. And so when you said enhancement, my mind immediately went to education.
I love it.
And there's so many people out here attempting to build credit repair businesses.
Yep.
And I want consumers to understand, though, while that can get you over a hump, it doesn't change the habits. It doesn't change the mindset. It doesn't change the way you utilize your credit. And without the education piece, you end up back in the same situation over and over and over and over.
Correct.
And what I like about what you do is that your focus is more on the education piece than the actual, I'm going to do it for you.
Correct. And so I love that you said that, because that's my main concept is I want to teach you how to fish. I want to educate you on what Metro 2 compliance is. I want to show you how to use it in your best interest so that way you can get whatever your desired results are. And then if you know what Metro 2 is, you understand it and you use it and you're getting results, then now you can go tell your cousin, your auntie, your best friend, your kids, and you can help them through the process. And so it's a concept of, as opposed to me, let's just say, like you said, doing it for you and getting results, and you don't even know what the heck happened on the back end.
Right.
You're just like, I'm just waiting on these results. Now you get to get educated and see what's going on. Like our success is in information and education. And so if we can be informed, to be educated on what's going on, then we could truly be successful in anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
What exactly is Metro 2?
To kind of keep it simple, the credit bureaus set around a round table, the credit bureaus plus a secondary bureau named Innovis. They call themselves the CDIA, which is the Consumer Data Industry Association. In 1997, they sat down like how me and you sitting down, and they said, we need to put something in place that is going to protect consumers from accounts that is being reported that they are constantly complaining about. So what is this going to be called that we're going to put in place? They named it Metro 2 compliance, which means that if these accounts are incompliant, they can't be reported. So if a consumer, let's just say, comes to us and say, hey, I got these accounts, they don't meet your compliance standard of reportability, I want them removed. That's what happened in 1997.
Got you.
Simple, just like that. Nothing fancy. It's just a compliance standard that was put in place to protect consumers.
How does AI, I saw something where you were talking about leveraging AI, right, to enter this conversation. How is AI impacting the credit industry overall, number one? And then number two, how is it impacting the professional who's looking to build a business in the credit industry?
That's a beautiful question. And reason why I say that is because I was having this conversation with one of my friends who's been in the credit industry actually longer than me, and we were actually breaking this stuff down last night. So the reason why most people go through, let's just say, a credit repair company to get that process done is because most people don't have time. They say I don't have time to do it because they're busy doing other stuff. When I truly feel like it's not really do I really have time, it's really that I'm not educated. So I'm fearful of what I don't know. That's why we don't get into most stuff. And so what ended up happening is when you look at the credit repair industry, it gives people a nasty taste.
For sure.
Because most people have paid somebody to go do a job. And normally what ends up happening, and what I've even seen with my own eyes, is that nobody never really gets results. And so you end up being mad and being frustrated because you want to get a house, you want to get a car. And so when you look at what AI has done, it has taken away the human's ability to make errors and make mistakes and or not get somebody results, essentially. And so, what I've been able to do is leverage artificial intelligence and create a software that is not only helping consumers who want to use the software to enhance their credit profile, leveraging Metro 2, but it also has helped individuals who are running a credit repair organization, because now, as opposed to them staying up late at night, trying to figure all this stuff out, trying to put together letters and mail stuff off, now they can use a software that they can utilize to run their company, and the software leverages AI and does all the work for them.
That makes it really, really simple. And this is a software that you've created?
Yes.
So who is that software available to? Are you offering this to the credit repair company that wants to serve their customers better? Or is this something that you're offering to the consumer that says, use my software to do this for yourself better?
To three different type of individuals. So an individual who may be watching this who are struggling to have challenges on their credit, for the individual consumers, for you. For the individual consumer who may say, I'm working a job and I want to make some extra income and I want to offer, let's say, credit repair services, this is also for you. And then for the individual who wants to, let's say, really go full-fledged and start a credit repair organization, or maybe you already have one and you're not getting results, or you spending a whole lot of time and you can't spend time with family because your company is holding you back from being able to spend time, this is for you as well. Because I was in that position. That was me. I remember staying up to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to put together letters, download clients' credit reports, dissecting everything, copying, pasting, putting it on this document, printing out letters, trying to figure out what laws and what they breaking. And I'm trying to fax this stuff off and mail this stuff off. And I'm like, this ain't it.
This ain't it.
And think about this, Donnie, it wasn't it. And even then I was still making like 40 grand a month and it wasn't it for me.
How long ago was that?
That was from like 2019-ish to like 2021-ish maybe.
Yeah.
Yep. I was like, nah, this ain't it.
Yeah.
This ain't it.
So from a business perspective, the software will help you see more clients or service more clients in a shorter period of time.
Yes.
But then also from a consumer perspective, because now we're able to move this along so quickly, you can potentially even get your results faster as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like we had like one of my students, he just helped the client. He went through 3 rounds. And so give you an example of like pricing versus cost benefit analysis. The software has the cheapest rate plan is $147 a month. For $147 a month, you can service 4 clients at the same time per month. So if you do the math on it, that's like $36.75 per person. Never in the history has credit enhancement or credit repair been that cost efficient. So he took his client 3 rounds. So let's just say if the client was doing this themselves, 3 rounds of $150, let's just call it as $450, and he deleted a $1.2 million debt bankruptcy.
Yeah, that's insane.
Imagine that. Imagine that. And so you think, people are going through life, and life is life. And a lot of people went through the pandemic, late payments, collections. They behind on their bills, and they just struggling. We can't control what life is going to do, and we don't deserve to have to live in our past mistakes. And so, this software has really been revolutionary in helping people really get out of a rut, I would just say.
Yeah. When I hear entrepreneurs start talking in terms of projections and software and how we're simplifying processes, I know that I'm talking to somebody who is not just a right now entrepreneur, but somebody who's preparing for being available to serve in this space for a long time to come.
Yes.
And I'm also listening to you right now, and when I'm thinking software, because if I'm being totally transparent, I'm in the process of building out a software myself.
Come on.
And I was going the route of just hiring this company to tell me everything that I should have and, putting it together for me. But Dion, I like to study the psychology of people and the psychology of human behavior, why they need what they need, why they buy the way that they buy, and how these things could actually make them more efficient and more effective. And so I have been up morning and night mapping out this freaking software. So where it might take somebody else 30, 60, 90 days to get a software going, like this will be a process that I'm working on for a period of time, because the details really, really matter.
Can I add something?
Yes.
You ain't never gonna stop working on it.
No.
Nope. It took me almost 8 months. I was up every day, all day, and it was here's like the beautiful part about it. I was up all day, every day for like almost 8 months straight. It took me about 7 months to create my software, but I loved it. I enjoyed every day, like fixing this. And here's the challenge, because my developers they overseas, right? So we're talking about people that are in Pakistan. Like seriously, no joke. Been around them for years. Love these guys to death. They do some really good work. They get paid well to do good work though. But we're talking about a language barrier. It's rough. Like my wife was like, I don't know. How do you understand anything they saying? And I'm like, I just figure it out. Like we got to get on Zoom. Like we was on Zoom it was like every hour. And then we got like our group chat. It still hasn't stopped. Like we've launched, like I launched my software in February. I did a soft launch. March, I did a hard launch this year. And we're still fixing and still improving, still adding this button need to go here. I got a new idea that I need this out in the next 2 months. We're still developing. Like, it don't stop.
So now that you have this software, so what I was, when I hear that this is the direction that you're moving into, I'm like, okay, this is not just the right now entrepreneur. This is somebody who's playing this game long term. And that makes me excited because in this space of entrepreneurship right now, it's like entrepreneurship is like this trend.
Yes.
I'm going to get in here and I'm going to do this for a little while until that doesn't work. And then I'm going to do that until that doesn't work. And I'm in this stage, I'm in this space where I'm so excited. It's even hard for me to focus on other things that I should be focused on right now because I'm so excited about what this software is going to be. But it opens up new doors.
Yes.
It opens up new concerns, new issues, new needs, because now you don't just get the software built, you need a whole development team, and you need a development team ongoing at this point.
Yes. I pay them a lot of money every month, no matter what kind of work gets done. What I would say is I agree with that because a lot of people ask me, like, what direction I'm going, what do I see myself? I say, I always see myself, I'm not here for a good time, I'm here for a long time.
Yeah.
And you can also tell that by my track record. Like, for me, I'm going into my 16th year of entrepreneurship. Like, I ain't just started yesterday. Like, this wasn't no pandemic type. This ain't them kind of vibes. And so a lot of people, they look at me, they say, well, this guy came out of nowhere. I didn't come out of nowhere. My first 8 years of entrepreneurship, I didn't make no money really. And I still pushed through entrepreneurship. And I've been pivoting, trying to figure it out until I really got into something that I felt like was me, until I got into something that I felt like would allow me to be here 5 to 10 years from now. And this is what really made me create my software. One, you can't do credit repair in Georgia. So when I moved to Georgia, I'm like, that's out. I got to figure something else. Then I went to a conference with Russell Brunson, and he said, if you don't have a continuity offering, you're a business owner, then you don't have a business. And I was like, who are you talking to, me?
Yeah.
I felt attacked in a good way.
For sure.
And that's the moment where I went home and I said, I gotta create something that is going to allow me and my business and my brand and what I represent to be around for a long time. And that's how the software actually got developed. And like you said, it does open up like new doors and different conversations, because here's what it did for me too. And you're gonna love this part, because you made that post. I want to know more about that post.
Okay. I
think we're kind of talking about why you made that post. I really want to know why you made that post. And what this software has done for me is it allowed me to not have to, let's say, lean on social media or running ads or really hardcore marketing strategies from, let's just say, like other stuff that I was focused on. Like, let's just say like ebooks and course, all that stuff. It's hardcore marketing. Whereas with the software, if it's good and you're providing a need for what people have, it's going to spread. Like, people are going to want it. And so I want to know about that post that you made, because I've been able to successfully since, I would say maybe going on a year, because before my software came out, I started building community in anticipation of the software. So for about a year, I've been building community, and now I have over 11,000 people or so in this community that is using this software, following everything that I say, and really getting really good results. And so I want to my question to you is, why did you make that post though?
Let me pull my calculator out, because you said
no, don't do that. Don't do that.
You said 11,000 people.
And so think about this. To my point, I don't have to shuck and jive on Instagram anymore. I don't have to. Like, it's a choice for me now to post and be on Facebook and go live. But like, up until I would say the last year or two, this whole entire stint, I would say, like, out of my 16 years of entrepreneurship, the first 13 or 14, up until this last couple of years, social media, I really depended on social media a whole lot, because it helped me generate revenue. Like, I'm showing people consistency, showing results, showing testimonials. And now it's like, I post because I like posting. I want to motivate and inspire people to leave their job, to think bigger, to want more, to want that lifestyle that they want to go after. But I don't have to be. I could delete all of the apps right now, and I'm going to make some good money.
Yeah.
And I'm going to sleep well at night. Like, I sleep even better now that I've created that software, and I'm helping so many people. It's like the money is like the byproduct for me, because so many people are being helped. But then it's like, I get to get paid very handsomely too, because I'm actually helping people. So, the calculator kind of told you, but.
For sure. So you asked me about this post, and just for everyone else to know, the post is, so every now and then I do these brainstorming posts, right? And because I'm a business coach by trade, I like to hear the ideas that other people come up with. Many times those ideas trigger something inside of me that allows me to see things maybe from a different perspective, or maybe it's advice that I can use in my own business, or advice that I can give to clients.
So good.
So this one particularly, I asked this brainstorm question. I always started off with, let's brainstorm.
Okay.
And that just gave me another idea, actually. Okay.
See?
So text me, let's brainstorm. This one I made selfishly for myself, because I have a community called Actionable CEO. It's a mentorship community right now, where I develop entrepreneurs personally, professionally, financially, right?
Yes.
And I just launched this community a few months ago, and my goal, I'm loving the environment of all the things that I have done in this last 12 years. This community is bringing the most excitement to me, like excitement in terms of how I get to teach. Like I've created my own platform to teach, and don't miss, there's going to be some nuggets in what I'm saying. Don't miss these pieces, right?
Yes.
I've created my own platform in which I get to teach what I want to talk about. I don't have to follow anybody else's guidelines or parameters. But two, I've created this community of people who are on a like-minded mission, and they enjoy interacting inside of the community as well. And three, it brings me excitement because I can see clearly where it's going.
Yes.
I see the vision for it clearly.
Yes.
And I can see so many people all over the globe talking about being a member of Actionable CEO. Like, that's what I want, right?
So good, yes.
Now, I've never done this before.
Question, just real quick. Have you thought about selling Actionable CEOs?
So here's where we're going.
Okay, all right, cool.
Wait, selling the brand?
Yeah, like at some point, exiting. Like maybe you can still be a part of it, but
yeah, for sure. So this is all in alignment.
Okay, cool.
And so that's why I get excited about the conversation behind creating software and community and things like this, because I want to grow the community to 10,000 people. I've never done that before. Not a paid community. So obviously we have hundreds of thousands of members in our community for the podcast channel. Yeah. I've had tens of thousands of people inside of free communities, but we're now talking about a membership community that is a paid community. Yeah. And this does a couple of things. For me, the ability to grow this community to 10,000 people sets me up financially in a place where I'm able to go all in on that community. Like, this is what I want to do. You guys no longer get a piece of me. You get all of me as from an entrepreneurial perspective. Yes. And that kind of freedom will allow me to impact people in a different way.
Absolutely.
One day, though, I am either going to age out of this, die out of this, just move on away from this, very similar to Bob Proctor.
Correct.
And Sandy Gallagher when they created the Bob Proctor and Sandy Gallagher Institute, but that business still lives on. So now I need a community that if I am going to pass it down, right, to an heir, it is operating at a place that makes it worth their while and has that same energy and eagerness to it. Yep. But also if I want to sell it, now we're talking about, large scale, because the community has grown to such a large membership number. People will pay you tens of millions, even hundreds of millions of dollars sometimes for the data that you collect from a community that nobody pays for. It's a free community. Correct. Imagine being able to scale it to this point and it's 10,000 people in it and now you're up for sale. It's freedom. My community is going to be the freedom tool, not for me. Absolutely. As an entrepreneur, when we're seriously talking about and transparently talking about scaling, it's going to be the freedom tool for me. But because it's going to create that freedom piece for me, the way that I'm going to be able to perform inside of that community is going to create freedom for thousands of members annually. And I'm so excited.
Okay, so can we just transparency, right?
Yes.
So here is what I feel like, this is the challenge that I was facing, and I don't know if you're dealing with this challenge or not, but this may be something that you could think about, right? So when I first started my community, it was heavily based around, we want to be like and around and with Dion. And I was like, well, I can't scale and grow with that, because what happens when I'm not around, or what happens? And so what I had to do within like the last 3 to 4 months, I started phasing out me, period. Because I was running these calls, and I was inside of the groups, and I was talking, and I was posting. And so then what I ended up doing is I started hiring support staff who would do the trainings, and then a community manager who would manage the community. So that way, and I changed like all of the logo, everything. I just revamped the whole entire community, because I wanted to pull myself out, so that way the community wasn't growing and depending on me. Because I'm like, I can't sell or scale if it's depending on me. So what I did was I had to plug in the people into the right place. And so that would kind of be my question, and or, have you come across that thought process, and what does it look like for me to really grow and scale? Like if it's, let's just say, actionable CEOs, let's just say ran by Donnie Wiggins.
Yeah.
So it's like even like with Bob's, I think that because he was around for such a long time, the credibility is just definitely there. But for somebody like me and you, we're still building the brand, still building the credibility. And I think that that trust factor comes with time. But I was wondering to myself, what does that look like for me to really, truly like grow a community, and it's dependent on me, as opposed to me maybe one day being able to sell, because it's not dependent on me and I'm not the face of that. And then another thing that I struggle with too, and I don't know it's so weird about this number 10,000, because my mind was fixated on 10,000 too.
Yeah.
But then I've been able to surpass that. And I was like, dude, stop thinking so small. And then I remember Russell Brunson saying, because I'm in Myron's program, and Russell Brunson spoke at one of his mentorship events, and he said he got 100,000 members. So why we?
I mean, can I get 10,000 first?
You can.
I'm not saying that's like where 100,000 members. First of all, let me just.
He got 100,000 active pay entrepreneurs using ClickFunnels, and the average person is paying $197 a month, because he got the 97 and the 297. Now he recently changed the plan, but that's just from the old software that he got. So think about that. That's what he's making a month.
That is insane.
Ridiculous. It broke your calculator.
It broke my calculator. I don't even, can I say that number? Like, it's over 100 million. So here's the thing. Yes, I don't put a ceiling on anything.
Yep.
And this is just how I run my life. Like, I am literally in a place in my life and where I'm going, period. I'm having it my way.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
Whatever it is that I want at that time.
Yep.
At this particular time, what I'd like to do is get 10,000 members, paid community, because it's something that I have never done before.
So what you're saying is you kind of operate like me. Let me set one target. Let me set this target, so I got something to go after. And then once I hit that, then I can.
Yes, but also this. I love this, because this is kind of double fold for me. So number one, I want to hit that target. And what that looks like is about $10 million in revenue, right?
Because it's,
just from the community.
$97 a month? Okay.
It's $97 a month. So that looks like about $10 million in revenue. When I'm thinking about what I need to, or what I desire, not even what I need, but what I desire to feel free, and what freedom looks like to me, $10 million is like the baseline.
Good. Yep.
When we start talking Russell Brunson numbers, and we're looking at over $100 million in revenue a year, can I be honest? I don't know what Donnie Wiggins would do with $100 million a year. Who do I become? And here's what I mean by that. Like, who do I have to be to make $100 million a year, Dion? And do I want to be her? Do I want to be her? Like, I'm thinking about a Russell Brunson. I'm thinking about people like him. I'm thinking about, like, even beyond that scale, like the Warren Buffetts and the Steve Jobs and the Bill Gates.
Okay, well then, have you ever said you wanted to be a billionaire though?
Never.
Me neither. So maybe that's not that.
That's
we
not.
Don't want it.
But hear me out. Hear me out. Making $100 million a year feels very billionaire-ish to me.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
And I don't know that I desire a life where I can't walk around by myself.
Yeah, man.
And I struggle with this. Help me, because I really do struggle with this. On one hand, I know the type of impact I could create by doing something like that.
That's what I was going to
But on the other hand, the risk for me in my personal life.
Okay. It's kind of like what you just said to me when I came. You said, somebody of your level, why are you here by yourself?
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of my mentees ask me, they say, why don't, like when you do events, they say, why don't you have security?
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I said, I'm struggling and I'm fighting with that. I said, because it's hard for me because I don't want to disconnect from you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I feel like if I get security, nobody is going to want to walk up to me. Nobody's going to say hi. And I said, I remember not being so successful and wanting to walk up to somebody and talk to somebody and get some information and get some free game and get some love. I said, so for me, like our company motto, my company is called Dominate the Decade Mentorship Group. Our motto is we're going to love on the people.
Yeah.
And so I just, no matter how much money I make, I'm struggling with doing the security thing. Now, if like I got an event that I'm gonna do this year for 2024 I would love to have you there.
Okay.
Just say yes. You gonna be there? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I'll be there.
It's gonna be in April. And so I'm gonna put together this event, and maybe for that event, because my vision for that event is big, I definitely want to make sure everybody is protected, so there may be security there. But when we talking about getting together and it's like 100 people, 50 people, like I just want to stay connected. I don't want to disconnect. And so I think that what happens in our space, and we've seen a lot of people make a lot of money, is that they get big and they get big headed and they start to connect. And it's like, now you can't. Now I understand when you get successful, there are certain conversations with people that are not on your level that you know, family and friends, you're going to lose some people. I understand all of that. But I'm just saying, like, to a certain degree, we have to kind of keep things from a humble perspective. And a lot of my peers always tell me that I don't act like the money that I make. And I love that for myself.
You don't act like the money that you make.
I do not. Because most of the time they say like money will amplify the person that you are.
All the time.
Yeah. And I think that it was a question that you asked me right before we aired, which is, how old are you?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a little seasoned.
How old are you?
This man gonna laugh at me.
I mean, are we like garlic,
let me let
garlic and herb seasoning, or
let me let you guess first. You see the grade?
Well, because you're talking about you're seasoned, and
I am.
It the language that you use, like millennials aren't saying I get paid handsomely.
Nope. They are not. They are not.
Millennials are not saying I get paid handsomely. So because I understand that terminology, and that's something that I would have said back in the day, I'm guessing that you're my age.
And how old are you?
I am about to be, you could be younger than me, actually, D.
Watch how she gonna get surprised. How old are you?
At the time that this episode drops, I will be 45 years old.
Dang, you older than me.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually the oldest.
Yeah.
So we're gonna give you a pass. I'm about to be 40.
He up here talking about like he's a dinosaur.
Older. I'm older.
But
like, you gotta think the people that I hang with like Will Rivera. Will is 25. Like,
okay, talk to me about
David
that.
Omari.
Yeah.
David is like 32.
Why are these your friends? Tell me why these. First of all, do you have any like friends that you hang with regularly that are your age?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So my guy, Jarrell Dinkins, he's 39, about to be 40 as well. I'm trying to think who else is in that age group. But yeah, I got some people that, yeah.
You had to think about it, but you could call off
Damon Dillard.
I like Damon a lot.
That's my guy.
Yeah. Why do you keep these young, is Will a Gen Z or a millennial? He's one of the two.
He was born in like 99.
He's a Gen Z for sure.
He's a young guy.
Oh, no. 99 is
and like
still a
Tyjon,
millennial.
hang with Tyjon too. Tyjon is like 22.
Why do you keep these young guys around you?
It's not that I keep them around me. It's just that I moved to Atlanta 2 years ago.
Okay.
That's when I moved to Atlanta 2 years ago. These were the individuals that were in the circles that I was around when I was in my mentorship program. And so that's just who I naturally, like, we just connected. The vibe was there. Like, I'm big on energy. I'm big on vibe. And if I feel like we can work well together, like, we'll work well together. So it wasn't about the age. Because I look at all of them like friend tours. Like, they my friends and mentors at the same time. While it's the same for them. For me, it's like, we're all cool. We're all friends. And we just mentor each other. That's it.
You know what's crazy is it feels like, and we could have been this way growing up. First of all, thank you for thinking that you were older than me.
I thought I was older than you. God,
okay, this black girl magic right now sitting in front of you, no makeup on. I'm still healing from this chemical peel process that we had, but that I had.
You know my wife. My wife do that.
I didn't know that.
She's an esthetician.
No, yeah. I did not know that.
She does the brows. She do the facials and all.
Do it again. What's the? She do the brows.
She do the brows.
Because the brow for you was just the whole face. She do the brows and she do the facials.
Because I was just gonna say the whole face. And, yeah, she do it all, and she is damn good at what
the
she
way
do.
that you.
She wanted to come and meet you today too. Like
Why didn't you bring her?
Y'all met before, but she was like, "That's good." She's like, "I want to talk to her." She's like, "I would love to anything that I can do to help her out."
Yeah,
but she had to go and do some brows.
Tell her if she watches any of the podcasts, I've been very, very vocal about my skin journey and the struggles that I've been having. Yeah. Like, why am I 45 years old still breaking out like I'm 13? Yeah. And then there's this hormone that I do. She would get it. This is not because you said brows. So this is based on the gesture of brows. This isn't a conversation that you're going to be familiar with. But let's get back to what I was about to say with the younger people hanging around. Mm-hmm. I have a good mix of friends that are my age. All of my day ones are my age.
I see you hanging with Milan. Is she your
Milan
age?
Is my girl.
Is she your age?
No, Milan is, I want to say she's 10 years younger than me.
So why you beat me up and you got
No, I'm not beating you up, but here's the thing. Now, I don't hang out with 20-year-olds. My daughter is 21, but
I see what you're saying. I got you.
What I was about to say there though is these younger, I don't want to call them kids, but these younger adults are like, they're really blowing some older mindsets out of the water.
This is what I was about to tell you.
One of the reasons that I enjoy keeping this fresh energy around me is because they're still open to new ideas and concepts, whereas many people that I know that are my age and older, they're already set. They already have their mind made up about something. Yep. And the older you get, I'm so grateful because, and I think it's important. I think everybody should keep youthful energy around them if it naturally and organically happens. Like, don't just go seeking out a bunch of young folks to hang around. Yep. It's not, nobody ever thinks I'm in my 40s. So younger people always, from a dating perspective, are hitting on me or wanting to be friends with me.
Late 30s, maybe.
Thank you.
Maybe.
I appreciate that very much. But I say that to say, what I have learned is I believe that I'm so youthful because I keep young energy around me. I also have never just acted my age, so to speak. Yep. So like I have a lot of friends that the moment that they turn 40 years old, it's like, because we're old now. And I don't talk like that about myself. I just don't, right? And it has nothing to do with anything other than I feel good. Yes. I feel amazing. And so I am a person who is constantly looking for new and innovative ways to do a thing. Yes. I'm not set in my ways. I'm still a sponge. I'm still soaking it up. And so the places that I enjoy going, I like to go to conferences for learning. I like to go and sit in software meetings. And once many people start hitting a certain age, I'm starting to find that they check out on newness. They just want familiarity around them, and that's just not appealing to me.
And it's just because we are humans and we are conditioned to want to be comfortable. And when we were younger, we had that childlike enthusiasm. Yeah. Like, if I'm Superman, I'm Superman. You can't tell me otherwise.
Can't.
And so that's what I love. And I think that it speaks to me and you. Although we're older and more seasoned, it speaks to our personality and who we are to still be open. Although we're older, we're like, I don't care if you're 25 or 30 or 35. I'm going, like, if we vibe and we connect and you got that young energy, I'm with it. Like, call me weird, but like some mornings I wake up and I'm blasting music.
All the time.
I'm jumping up and down in the bed with my 4-year-old. Yeah. My wife is like, what are y'all doing? Get out of here. Like, it's just, I like that young energy. And so for me, when I met Will, when I met Carter, when I met these people, and Carter's not that young. Carter's like 30.
Yeah, I was gonna say Carter's not that young. So
it's like, I just like the connection and I like the vibe. And so here's what I would say too, and you made this point earlier, that these younger people, because they got that childlike enthusiasm at the exact same time, they are way more mature than their age.
Oh my God, so mature.
Like Will is 25, but the conversations that me and Will have are on a whole nother level. Like my old friends that I used to hang out when I lived with in Chicago, they're all my age. Like maybe 2 year, 3 year difference, like younger than me. But none of them are close to like his age, and he can outthink them on any day, respectfully. And so I remember when I met Will, and the first conversation I had with him, he was just giving me my flowers. And this is somebody that I didn't know at the time, but he was just hyping me up. And I was like, and I'm giving him his flowers. And so now it's this grown man complimentary battle happening.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is a pretty freaking cool guy.
Yeah.
And at this time, I was like, dude, like, you 24. How much money are you making? And at the time, he was like, about $600,000 a month. I was like,
Will is insanely talented.
And I was like, I could learn something from him.
I would want to learn from you and have you in my circle too.
Oh, me?
Well, you, but that's how
I ain't want to miss it now.
That's how. If I were sitting with Will,
what I was thinking.
That's the language that
at that time I was only making $150,000 a month myself. So I'm like, ooh, he doing something.
Yeah.
So I said, well, do me a favor. Whatever it is that you're doing that I'm not doing, tell me now. And then he was like, okay, well, whatever it is that you're doing that I'm not doing, you tell me. So we interchange information, ideas on the spot, and we just connected and just been connected ever since then.
Yeah.
And like, it's gotten to the point to where like we at each other's house, and that's the relationship. And so I'm not worried about no age. If I can connect with you and I feel like you got a good spirit and you are somebody that, you know, has morals and values, then I'm with it. I'm open to that.
You know, success leaves clues. We know this, right? And as you're talking, I am thinking about all of the successful corporations that I'm aware of, even the ones that I've worked for in my past.
Yeah.
And there is a reason that corporations focus on hiring right out of college, right? Versus going to your senior communities and your retirement homes to find talent to do the same job.
Correct.
There is a reason. And when we think about CEOs of these corporations that are still very closely connected to the day-to-day, they have to now spend time with these youthful or much younger executives that they've employed to handle certain roles in their companies. And think about that, you guys. Like, that could be a missing link for you. Some people may not be reaching the level of success that they want because they are stuck on only communicating with people because of a certain age. Like, there are people who just won't talk to you because, oh, you're a kid, you too young, and blah, blah, blah. Like, when you break this down on a deeper level, I'm always thinking, like, what does this mean and how have I seen this show up before? Think about any company you've worked for. Whenever there are job openings that are happening in particular departments, especially like in your marketing, your sales, your creative departments, those usually have entry-level positions and they're hiring right out of college. In some roles, you can even get right out of high school. It just requires a high school diploma or GED. And there's a reason for it.
I can speak to that too.
If you're an entrepreneur, I'll let you. If you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a solopreneur or not, you need to create this assembly of people who have that spunky energy around you.
So I got two sides of the coin. So I used to be a store/district manager for Sprint for 7 years.
Okay. You look like a Sprint employee. Absolutely.
Listen, did y'all hear what she just said to me? She said I look like a Sprint employee.
Yeah, no. Like, you fit the profile of what a Sprint employee, like, I could see you.
Just give me the profile.
What color is their shirt? Is it red or blue?
It's black.
It's black?
All black.
With the collar?
With the collar, with the yellow Sprint.
Yeah, like, I could see you with the lanyard around, tucked in. Yeah, let me see a picture. Oh, you definitely fit the were you a manager? You're giving Sprint manager all day long. No,
you
seriously.
You have these people in the comments talking about
But there's a look to it. You walk in, you can clearly see who the manager is. You got the sharp, crisp hairline. You know what I mean? You're friendly but firm. You speak very, very well. You're settling customer complaints all day long.
All day.
All day long.
That's all I did.
Yes, all day long. That is so funny because you look like that guy that
I'm gonna bring up a picture.
I want to talk to you. I'm coming in the store.
I'm not letting you hold this phone, but I'm gonna let you see that.
Can I show it? Look.
That's terrible.
This is exactly all he's missing is the lanyard.
Right.
All we're missing is the lanyard. But let me tell you, this guy took his job very seriously.
What? Listen, I was number one all the time.
This guy took his job very seriously.
So let me be full transparent with everybody on this podcast. The reason why I'm a successful entrepreneur today is because I was the best employee I could be yesterday. Like when I was here at working, you couldn't do better than me. Like I started at Sprint May 11, 2009.
I know the day.
I know the day.
You know the hour.
Because the reason why I know the day and the hour, because I was struggling because I had just graduated college in 08. And that was when the economy was going through hell and high water.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't get a job. And so I went in Sprint, my phone had broke, and I'm waiting on them to fix it. I went to the repair center and I'm like, I need a job. I'm like, where's y'all store manager at? They were like, she in the back. I'm like, tell her to come out here. I told that manager, her name is Stephanie Bruce. I still remember her name. I said, Stephanie, if you hire me, this is going to be the best hire you ever made. She said, you think that? I said, yeah. She said, come back tomorrow interview. Went back within like the first 5 to 10 minutes interview. She said, you are hired. Can you start tomorrow? I said, I would have started yesterday if you didn't send me up out of here and have you come back interview. So long story short, when I got hired, I was the number one representative in the nation. I was the number one assistant manager in the nation. And then when they made me a store manager, I was number one store manager in the nation. I did all that in 8 months. My first 8 months on the job, I was a store manager making 6 figures.
Yeah.
So I was the best. Like I wanted to be the best. I got this like, I'm big on just like wanting to be number one and being competitive. Like it probably stemmed from me playing basketball, but this guy here is the reason why I'm successful today because of this guy. I just wanted to be the best. And when I was hiring people, you're right. When I hired the youngest people. I hired the just out of high school or maybe fresh out of college, because I knew that you were going to listen. You were going to take direction.
Yeah.
And from a company perspective, like you said, they want to pay them like low. They don't want to pay somebody $30, $40 an hour. They want to pay this kid coming out of high school or college $10, $15 an hour, and they're going to take the job. So I could get 3 of you for the price of one senior executive or somebody that will come to the table with experience and be wanting to negotiate. So you are 100% correct.
Yeah. Not even only that, like, sure, the labor is cheaper, but the younger mindset, that fresh out of college, those younger executives in their 20s, very early 30s, they still come with fresh ideas.
Absolutely.
So the labor is a little less expensive. They are coming with a different level of energy. Like they can get the job done, you know, but they're also coming with fresh ideas. And for me, I love having people with fresh ideas around me because I still come with fresh ideas, but that's also, I think it depends on what your journey has been, because I come from I have a journey that includes having to prove the impossible possible, right? So I don't come from a journey of, well, I just got to take what I can get. I have had to create and reinvent and create and reinvent so many times just to barely be able to pay bills, and then having to do that over and over and over again to create a level of success for myself. So as I think about it, I like having that kind of energy around me, whereas and this isn't for everybody who's over the age of 40. Obviously, 40 is like the new 20, and we say that.
Talk about
it. 50 is really. Do you see these 50-year-old women and men out here killing it? Like 40 is really, you know. I feel like I'm at the best time of my life.
Me too.
I'm really
Me too.
feeling at the best time of my life. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that I have maintained my youthfulness. I've taken care of myself very well. But something different happens in your 40s where you
You telling me because I ain't quite. I'm almost.
You're
there.
almost there.
I'm almost there.
Something different happens in your 40s where you become the most. I don't give a what person.
Ooh, that's good.
Of all time, like I am at the height.
Yeah.
Of I don't give a what, because I don't.
Yeah.
Like I have all this experience that I learned in my teens, learned in my 20s and 30s. I am now operating from a place where I believe I make great decisions, or I'm operating from a place where I don't mind getting help for decisions. But good. There's also this, like my whole life is just a representation of me on a journey to become my best self.
Yep.
That's it. That's what life is for me right now, on a journey to become my best self. And there's going to be little details that happen along the way to make that true.
Yeah.
And the way I see it, Dion, if a person chooses to judge me harshly because I am on a journey of self-discovering who my best self is and becoming her, I can't care about that. I can't care about these little things that you're speaking about to me. I can't care about these little judgments that you're attempting to pass on me. I can't care about the projections that you're trying to put on me because it's something that's deeply rooted in how you feel and something that happened to you back in the day. Like, I don't care about that. So when I pull up a seat and I show up being Donni Wiggins, I don't care about what anybody had. And because I know what the mission is at the end of the day. And for a lot of people, it takes this experience, it takes this journey, it takes these many years to really figure out this is what I'm living life for. And when you become clear about what you're living life for, you become queen or king. I don't give a what.
Listen, I am definitely in that era. And it started with me like detaching myself from like Chicago and leaving. And when I left,
congratulations to you for making it out of Chicago as a grown man, seriously. Because that's a hard place to come out of.
No, seriously, it is. And when I left, everybody and their mama had something to say about me. Like all of the people that I used to be cool with and used to hang with, not everybody. And I'm hearing all this through a couple of my best friends who still are there. And they like, yeah, such and such called me today talking about you. Yeah, such and such called me today want to talk about you. And they like, I had to cut the conversation because you ain't about to talk about my friend.
Yeah.
But it's like when you start to, go to different levels, like you said, people just like, they start to want to talk because of your success, or they mad because of whatever insecurities that they got going on. And it's like, my whole thing is instead of talking about me, you might want to come get with me and learn something so I can help you. So the same person you're talking about is the same person who actually can help you, but you in your own way.
Yeah.
And people don't realize the enemy is the enemy. You in your own way, and you stopping all your blessings. Because I'm a man of God, and I'm just going to serve him. I'm going to follow his lead. And whatever you got to say and whatever you got going on, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
I ain't got to do it. And speaking of your journey.
Okay.
I got a question.
Oh, man.
Are you on this journey by yourself? Oh, that must be a good question. Talk about full transparency. Because the people want to know. I'm sure it's some young men out there want to know. Are you on this journey by yourself or like?
Say it again. I'm sure it's a young man out there wanting to know.
I'm sure there's a brother.
No, but you said that, and it sticks out so much to me because, yes.
That's who approach you, young men.
Yes.
Because I thought you was young.
But you know what I mean. I am, because we still young.
We are young. Yeah.
All right, I'm forever young. I'm going to be 90 years old, forever young. You hear me?
I'm with it.
Because youth is a mindset, or young is a mindset. Youth is a number, but young is a mindset.
Yep.
I just made that up anyway, so y'all put that over.
It sounds good.
It sounds good. Yes, I am. I'm being very careful about how I speak about this because I believe in the power of manifestation. Today, I am single.
Okay.
But I am also eagerly preparing.
Gotcha.
I
okay.
want to be, I'm a lover girl.
Mm-hmm.
I thrive in relationships. I am like, people that I've dated will tell you I'm like this little kid.
Because I see you on your social media saying, I'm just practicing.
I'm
trying to figure out what's going on.
But that's exactly what's going on.
Okay.
I'm practicing.
Okay.
So, I am, there's Donni Wiggins, the businesswoman, the public person that you get to see on a regular basis.
Sure, yeah.
And then there's Donnie, who just, come rub me, come talk.
Gotcha.
I cannot wait to be somebody's wife, I guess, at this point. Like,
and because I don't know, I want to ask.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know none of this stuff.
Okay.
Like, you ever been married or no?
Never.
Never been married. Okay.
Mm-mm. I've been engaged
Close?
to be married, but I've never been married.
Okay. So it didn't quite work out.
It didn't quite work out, but it did, if that makes sense. It didn't work out, but it did, because I don't believe that I've wasted time in any relationship. I wasn't the little girl who grew up like imagining myself married.
Okay.
I was always the little girl who, and I come from a 2-parent household. I had my mom and my stepfather, but my stepfather has been around, since I was like 4 or 5 years old. So I grew up in a 2-parent household, and it wasn't that I didn't desire marriage. I just, when I thought about my future as a little girl, I was drawing pictures of me like being successful. And so I always knew that, and I always knew that a husband and children would be in that equation. But there are some women that were little girls who just dreamt of themselves in their wedding dress, and they could see themselves walking down the aisle. I didn't see that until later in life. Yeah. So I had already started on a trajectory of going after business success. And then as life would have it, I would have to go after success just to survive. Right. But I can't wait. Can I be honest? There was a time where I felt like relationships were just not the vibe anymore.
Kind of like overrated.
Overrated because I was surrounded by married people who were miserable.
Oh, that's not good.
That's not the case today, but there was a stretch of time where everybody's, and you're going to complain. You're going to have those I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about people who like, yo, I am 1.5 feet out of the door. Yeah. I'm miserable. I'm this. I'm hearing those. I'm knowing of the situations where people are you sure you're married? Are you just, wow. I'm seeing men take their rings off. I'm experiencing men approach me that are married. Yeah, man. And I'm just like, maybe I'll just have a companion forever. Like, I went through that phase. Like, maybe it's not marriage for me, and I do my Oprah thing, and it's just a companion, because that companionship stage be the best, most exciting thing, right? But again, as I said earlier, right now I'm in a season of having it my way. Yeah. And I actually do desire marriage. And so I am I am now very intentional. And for clarity, in every relationship I've been in, I've always dated with long-term end in mind, right? Yep. So it's never been like these, I've never gone after like these short spurts. Yeah. But I am now, I didn't, it's hard because when I was dating before, it was like, oh yeah, I could spend a lot of time with this person and I enjoy them, and hopefully we have a future. Yeah. But now it's like we have to have a future, or I'm just not entertaining it.
Do you like feel like how men feel? Like, because I know that you are successful as well, very financially, like you got it going on as from a woman perspective. Because most women, they looking for a man to take care of them. That's what most women do. But you, on the other hand, being successful and having your own bag, do you kind of watch out like for who you would date to try to say like, is he trying to get my money? Or because that's what most men, like when I talk to like most of my single friends that are, multimillionaires, they be like, bro, I'm struggling with this dating world because I don't know if she really like me or if she like.
Those same friends, just real quick, Dion, on a side note, if they're struggling and that, because you could just.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm with you. I'm with it. I got you.
Send me a couple of photos over and profiles, and we can make that journey easier for them. They can not struggle with that decision anymore.
I got you. I got you. I'm gonna hold you down. I got you.
But to answer your question, for clarity, I still want a man to take care of me. Okay. But what taking care of me, being who I am today, it looks different.
Because it's not hard to really. It's not financially take care of you. It's more like just take care of me.
Look, Take care of me, baby.
Yeah, like, I got you.
Come over here. So I do want a man to take care of me. And what I mean by that is, yes, I am successful financially, but that doesn't mean that I don't want someone to contribute financially as well, right?
Does he have to be up here too? Like, does he have to be like where you at, or
like 7+ figures?
Yes. Or are you okay dating down? Like,
oh, I don't like that term. I don't like the term dating down
financially. Like, cause like he could be like super funny. Like, he could be everything that you're looking for.
So,
like what does this guy look like, by the way? What does he look like?
He's beautiful to me.
Don't nobody know what beautiful is?
He's beautiful to me.
Is he dark skinned? Is he light skinned?
Wait a minute. Are you the guest or am I? Like, what are we doing here?
You told me that I could ask you questions.
With these questions.
See,
okay.
Donnie don't want to be full transparent.
All right, we're about to get transparent. This is what we're doing because we're being intentional. We're manifesting my man right now.
That's what we're doing.
So, all right. Couple of things. Number one, I am in a position where, yes, today I make the money that I desire to make, right? I can pretty much make any decision that I want as it relates to money. Absolutely. However, I will say that I've been working hard for a long time, and it would be fantastic to have a man come into my life and be able to contribute, make it easier for me. I want to make it easy for you, and I want to make it easier for me. Okay. Like, I want us to make each other's life easy. Meaning right now, everything is on me. Like, if something goes wrong, I got to figure it out. If it's more money to be made, I got to figure it out. If there's a new expense to account for, I have to figure it out. Correct. I would love to have a partner in that way that says, let's figure it out. Here's how I can contribute. Here's how you contribute, and let's do this thing together. Yeah. That really, like, the idea of partnership really excites me. And I found, I've had experiences where men who are financially successful don't always welcome partnership from a woman, right? And I strongly desire partnership. I don't want to be in a dictatorship because some man comes with all this money, and I also don't want to be the dictator because I come with it.
Absolutely.
Does he have to make 7 or 8 figures? No. However, and I'm serious about that. He does not have to make 7 figures. But he has to bring something to the, like, if I'm going to be the breadwinner, you got to bring something that makes it easy for me to continue to go get the bread, right? So you're supportive.
Yes.
You're contributing ideas. You have a talent or skill set that can, because now we got a couple of things. Like, you can either support me and this becomes a family business, or maybe you have motion and you're doing something and you're only bringing in, like $100,000 or whatever that number. And I don't mean only, but let's just say that that's your thing, right? Is that something that I can get behind and turn the battery in your back and pipe that up?
I like that.
Because I help strangers, people who were strangers to me, make millions often. I have no doubt that my man, I'm not concerned about his income because I can help that too, but I can't help a broke mindset or a broken mindset. And that's why I'm very clear, like, you have to have some motion, and motion means, what does that mindset look like? Have you thought about some things that you're interested in? Do you have some ideas that you can contribute? Those things really matter to me for sure.
That means that he can't just only support you and stay at home, and he can't work a job. That's what that means then. Oh,
I'm not coming home to a stay-at-home anybody. No, you work from home for sure, but I'm not about to be in the streets.
What's wrong with that? That's
staying at home and doing what exactly? What do you do at home? Make it make sense. I mean, if you can make it make sense, I'm open to a lot of stuff.
This is what most women do. So,
but I'm not most women.
No, what I'm saying is, how is it okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what most women do.
I don't necessarily agree that's okay.
Okay.
I'm not a woman who believes, like, if you are, so here's the thing. I think whatever works for that individual works for that individual, right? But if I had a son, I wouldn't be training my son to go and just fully take care of a woman who brings nothing to the table. So staying at home to do what? I'm looking for the ... and fill in the blank and make that make sense for me. So I don't necessarily agree to it. I'm just not a woman who wants to stay at home. I want to be able to stay at home this week if I want to, and I would like a man who can allow me to do that. But I'm not a nothing woman with no ideas and no dreams and aspirations, so I don't admire that in a relationship dynamic from a woman's perspective either.
right,
So
okay.
no, that wouldn't be okay with me.
We get off the hot seat. It's okay.
No, I'm cool with it. I'm
sure?
cool with it. Look, find my husband. You got all these guys who are struggling to find somebody.
I got a lot of single successful friends, and they really struggling because
they just can't be 25
they
now.
scared. No, I got some 30s.
I'm okay with 30s. I date.
So what's the youngest you'll go?
Oh, I'm struggling with this.
With the age?
Yeah. Because I honestly don't get approached by men older than me.
That's crazy.
I do not.
That you're young.
Well, I don't know that's always, I don't know that's the only reason. Sure, that happens. I just don't know that that's the only reason. I do not get approached by men older than me.
So maybe 35 is the youngest for you, maybe?
Jesus Christ. That's
a 10
so
piece.
young.
Yeah, it's a 10 piece.
That's so young.
I mean,
I don't know. I haven't made a defense. I have statistically dated someone like 5-6 years younger than me. Like that's a norm. I have dated some people back in the day that were, and I'm usually in long-term relationships. Like my last one was almost 4 years. And so when I say back in the day, I'm usually in a relationship. I don't ever stay single long now.
So this is the longest you ever been single?
No, I've been single right now for a year.
Okay.
So it hasn't even been that long. And that's on the tail end of what was a very serious relationship that, was serious. So I believe a year was a fair amount of time to really kind of regroup. And I wasn't even focused on that necessarily. I was just doing my thing. But yeah, no, I like men I love an intelligent man. So for me, integrity and intelligence are my two biggest turn-ons. I like a man that smells good. I remember dating this guy. I went on a couple of dates earlier this year with this guy who's fine. He's successful. He got the money. He got everything. But he didn't enjoy wearing cologne. And that was a deal breaker for me. Yeah.
Just buy some cologne.
No, he wouldn't. Like I bought him some cologne.
Let me tell you, I had this problem for a long time that I would only wear one type of cologne. And that was from high school all the way up until 3 years ago. One cologne. So everywhere that I would, like, if I was somewhere, somebody knew that I was there because I only wore that one cologne, and it was Jean Paul Gaultier.
Okay.
That was the only. And for years, my mama, my sister, my wife, they was like, dude, wear something else. Like, I got so much Jean Paul, like, I could never run out at this moment.
Yeah.
But I just recently started wearing different stuff. And I'm just like, ooh, I like the smell of that. And I started wearing other stuff because I had wore Jean Paul for so long, I couldn't smell it anymore. Like, it was just a part of who I was. And it was kind of like I was putting on stuff for no reason. Now, other people could smell it and always would compliment me. That's why I liked it. But now I wear some Louis. Like, I got on Louis right now. And it smells so good. But you could have just told him, like, bro,
we had this conversation.
And he said, I'm not.
Yeah, he thought that he feels like cologne and fragrances on men, like men who are into colognes, are feminine.
Oh, no, he tripping.
And that don't work for me.
I don't like him.
I don't like it. So I'm like, dang.
He got to get up out of here.
And I struggled with it. Because here everything else seemed to be okay. We only went on a couple of dates, but everything else seemed to be okay. And I'm like, is this really that big a deal for me? And it wasn't. It was more about the mindset for me than it was about the fact that he didn't wear cologne. Yeah. Because now what I also don't want to deal with is another super masculine, beat my chest guy who thinks everything that men do to take care of themselves are feminine. So
see, because he was older, he wasn't willing to be open to that. And that's what you want somebody to be.
I want somebody who's open-minded.
Yeah, you want somebody open because let's just say if that was just me I struggled with it. I mean, I was wearing cologne, but I struggled wearing new cologne. But I was just like, you know what? Let me give this thing a try. And he said a man who wear cologne is feminine.
He feels crazy. He's like, I feel like men who are into wearing cologne are feminine. And I remember that moment so clearly. It checked out. Done.
Did he smell bad though? He didn't smell bad, did he?
He smelled like nothing.
He just was he like African or something?
No, he didn't smell like anything. He didn't. And so I just made the comment one day in conversation, like, you don't ever wear any cologne. Tell me about that. Oh, well, that's not my thing. And I'm asking, like, are you allergic to it? Is it, does it bother? Because I would understand if he said, it gives me a headache. Cool. Don't wear cologne. I don't want you to walk around being sick. Yeah. But it's feminine. let me see your nails. Let me see your
right.
Let me see what you got going on over there. Like I love a man who's into his own self-care, not to the level that a woman is, but I like a man who cares about how he looks. How do you present yourself to the world? I love a man that I can learn from. Oh, it's so sexy.
That's so good.
Integrity is important.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
To the learn something part, just me being transparent. Before my wife was my wife, we went through a stint where we like broke up, right? And we broke up for 1.5 years. And the reason why she came back, and she said, because dating these other men, she said, they don't talk to me the way you talk to me. She said, the conversations we've had, she said, I can't forget them. She said, it's like the conversations, they grow me. They make me feel different. They challenge me. She was like, I need that. She was like, and I miss that. And it wasn't like she came back for really, I'm not saying that she didn't come back for other things, but that was her first thing she said to me. And I was like, that's good. That's because you here for substance. Like you here for something that is feeding your soul and making you, feel different. So
for me, dating men that I can learn from guarantees that if the relationship doesn't work out, I don't walk away with nothing.
Cool. Ooh, that's good. That's good.
If I can learn from you and I am intellectually stimulated, at least I walk away with all of these experiences and all of this new information. And so when I say I don't feel like relationships that I've been in the past were a waste of my time, I have dated some strongly intellectual men. And every situation, I can think of a person and what I got from that, and a person and what I've got from that. I have grown so much based on the relationships that I've chosen.
I like it.
Every single last one of them were worth my time. And I want to walk into my home with my husband every single day and be like, boy, even when you over there looking raggedy with that hairline needing some work and all of that stuff, even when you over there talking all that trash, you are worth my time because, your integrity, your intellect, and the way you take care of yourself just turns me on. That's what I want.
I like it.
That's what I want.
I think 2024 gonna be your year.
Listen, can we shake on that? Can we shake? Yes.
2024 gonna be your year. I got some candidates too.
I'm available this weekend for a first date. You know what I mean?
They might have to, I'm gonna have somebody fly in for
Let's
you,
fly somebody in, baby. Yes. No, but in all seriousness, this will be the year. What does next year look like for you? What are you being intentional about?
I'm being intentional about partnerships. Doing a lot of joint ventures. My mindset is really to help a lot of people make a lot of money. Because I love the financial freedom and I love the feeling that it gives me, and I love what it has done for my family. Like I take care of everybody, at this point, and I want people to have that feeling. So for me, next year, I'm very intentional about partnering with people, collaborating. I'm just really helping I'm kind of like you in a sense to where you like, yo, I can take a stranger and show them how to make 6-7 figures a year. Like I figured out, I've cracked the code, and I feel like it's the same for me. If you're willing to listen, if your mindset is not broke, like you said, I can help somebody make 6 or 7 figures a year easily. And so I just want to, next year for me is all about partnerships and connecting with people and putting people in positions to win and at a high level, win at a level that they never even thought about. That's what next year looks like for me. And by default, God is going to bless me in return.
For sure. Win at a level that they never even thought about. That's such a rewarding feeling. Dion, I can think about, I have 2 clients that came to mind immediately, both who wanted to earn $100,000. Like when they came and both these clients I've been working with for one going on 4 years, one going on 3 years. So at the time that they got started with me, my criteria was very different. And so they hadn't even made $100,000 yet, right? And that's what they wanted. And I laughed at both of them. I'm like, that's all you want? Because I knew that I could help people make $100,000 hand over fist. Okay, cool. Got it. One of those clients have gone on to build a 7-figure business. And we were able to do that in about 2.5 years.
Good. That's good.
And the other one, I had a call with him on my way in this morning. And he went from 0 to this year, he'll close out right at over 400,000.
So good.
And it's been an upward trajectory. So when I say, and it's such a rewarding feeling when you talk about creating goals and winning in a way that they never even thought that was possible. There's some people who just $100,000 is my number. and listening to his excitement this morning as he's like, yo, we're really about to do this. We're really about to go for $400,000, or he's $700 away from it. So it's impossible. He can't not hit it if you know, and that is, it's such a fulfilling feeling to help people do this day in, day out. And that's why I don't even buy into the conversations when people say, oh, you paying this money to all these coaches, ask them what their business is. My business is legitimately to help your business be successful. Yes. That is actually my business today.
That's
my
business.
Yeah.
Like on a lower level, people know me as the financial literacy credit and all that. But like when you get into like coaching with me, like I'm literally like, we digging into your business.
Yeah.
And most people don't know that I have that secondary layer, but it's like, how do you think that I have the success that I have? I've clearly figured something out. And like similar to you, I've got students that they met me a year ago and got coached by me. And now, like I got one young lady, you might know her. You know Lois?
No.
She's a nurse. Like she's finishing this year. She's gonna have her first $1 million a year. Like we talk about taking somebody from being a nurse at the hospital working 60 hours a week. And she like, Dion, I can do it. And I'm like, if you're willing to put in the work, let's go. Pay me to coach her. And like, we're talking about she's gonna clear $1 million in her first, it ain't even been 12 months, really. I started coaching her in March of this year, and she's doing phenomenal. And so when you get people like that, like you said, who, when you are actually a coach and you actually can coach, that's different. Like a lot of people be like, man, you know, they be like talking about people be scamming. And I say, like, I can't relate.
I
cannot relate. Like I don't have, like it's people that have taken my course and made 6 and 7 figures a year off of a course investment. So for me, I can't relate to none of the issues that people have with coaches because I am one of the real coaches. There's a few. And like you said, success and failure leaves clues. And so when you looking at people, just look a little deeper.
Look deeper. And I've also I've also not even just being a coach, I've never made a bad investment into a coach.
Me neither. Me neither.
Like all of my investments into coaching have turned out wonderfully for me. But that's also because I operate from a mindset of I'm going to get something out of this.
Yep.
I'm not looking for, when I invest in coaches, I'm not looking for every single conversation to be shifting and transformational. Sometimes you may work with somebody and it's like that one thing that they said that like, look, I know I paid you to work with you for the year, but this is all I really need. This is it. This is it. I'm out. I'm going. Let me take this and run with it. And so I know that there are coaches out there that are not operating in integrity and they do what they do. Yeah. But I have personally never had that experience. But I do a great due diligence too.
That's just like, so I think that as consumers, there's some accountability because we need to do our due diligence. We need to research. And most people don't do that. And then they try to complain about the coach. So that's on you. That's not on the coach. So let's just get that out there. But like when I was holding my free call last night, when you was like, dang, you know, I didn't see you at the party. I'm like, I was holding my webinar. I got on my webinar and one of my mentees jumped on just out the blue. His name is Ivan. He's from Chicago too. And he jumped on the call and he raised his hand. He's like, please, can you let me talk to the people? He thought this was like a mentor call. It really wasn't. It was just, I just was educating and training on the software.
Yeah.
I said, Ivan, this ain't really that kind of call, but shoot, go ahead. He was like, y'all, I paid Dion all of this money, what I thought it was a lot of money, and I done made that money 10 times over in the last 2 months. And he just got the rambling and then just telling everybody. And I was just like, it's a beautiful thing when you can really coach somebody. And like you said, get somebody to a level that they never thought. And here's what's even better. He said to them on the call, he said, I feel like I stole from Dion. Although I paid Dion $10,000 to coach me, he said, I feel like I stole from him. He said, because the amount of information I got, like, it took me to a whole nother level. He said, I went from paying this man $10,000 and maybe driving my trucks and doing all this other stuff, making $10,000 a month. Now I'm making $10,000 a week. That's transformational. That's not normal stuff. And so my hat goes off to you because I remember when I first saw you speak in person at Marvin Mitchell's event, and I was like, dang, she's powerful. I said that to myself, and then you came to the back. You was like, how do you think I did, D? And I was like, yo, before today, the only thing that I saw in Donni was the Social Proof podcast. That's what I would envision. But then you was talking about being a business owner, being a professional. I'm like, yo, she got a whole nother level that I didn't even know. So I think that what I'm noticing now and just having this conversation with you is it's very important for us as business professionals to continue to let people know who we are and like always reintroduce ourselves.
Yeah.
Because I think about it like as a funnel. You got top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. The top is where you introduce yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The middle is where you just like give value, information to get the people that was at the top that came to the middle to kind of like start to kind of get in that conversion process. Then the bottom is the sales process where you pitching and making offers. And so it's like for people like me and you and other real good coaches, I think it behooves us to every so often reintroduce ourselves, especially on social media, because we get so many new followers every single day, and we got to let the people know what it is that we really do.
Yes.
Because when people look at me and they say credit. When they look at you, they think probably social proof or podcast. Our dynamic is so greater than that. Our impact is so much greater than that. And I think that for the coaches who may be watching this, if you are known for one thing, that's beautiful because that's how you became known. But if you got a whole nother level and a different dynamic, like tell people about that.
Yeah.
Because people need to know.
I love that. I have a membership group called Post to Paid. And this is where we literally text them 3 posts a day with the caption fully written out because I'm like the queen of captions.
Nice.
So I write all these captions, send it out. But every quarter, one of those captions is to reintroduce yourself.
Nice.
And you just made me realize how hypocritical I've been because I don't know that I've introduced myself this whole year. So on social anyway.
Yeah.
So I am going to make it a point at the top of the month.
Yep.
I am going to see, I said the month because we don't be dating the episodes and here you go screaming the month, right? But nope, at the top of the year, I am going to make sure that I reintroduce myself and practice what I teach.
Got you.
Yeah.
I got to do the same thing. I got to do the same thing. I'm with you.
Yeah. We got to do this again, D. It's a lot of, we could have gone in so many different directions with this particular conversation. It's just an honor and privilege. I know that you are incredibly busy and you live all the way in Africa. So,
oh my God, the jokes that come with where I live is crazy.
Yes.
I've heard North Florida. I've heard China.
I know you coming all the way from the Netherlands, so I don't want to keep you out too long, but if you could close us out. This is a group of entrepreneurs who are watching this with varied experience across the board. We have some that are aspiring and looking for that person to resonate with to start, all the way up to people who are already doing 7 and 8 figures that are just looking for that fresh energy that we talked about earlier. If you could deliver a message and leave us with anything to encourage, empower, or move them along, what would that be?
For me, I used to be where you at, just afraid and scared. And I think if I can leave you one thing is that as much as we are afraid of fear, that fear is also afraid of us. And when you think about that, you probably think yourself like, wow, what does he really mean? What I mean is fear is a concept where you need to face everything and run directly at whatever it is that you're running from. And a concept where, for me, when I started running towards and going towards what I feared, which is expose myself to the world and having uncomfortable conversations and be willing to, like, let's just say, relocate from where I grew up at for 30 plus years and to move to Atlanta to just get myself into an uncomfortable position, that's when life started really lifing for me. And I was able to, become the best version of myself, be able to live the lifestyle that I desired, take care of the people I wanted to take care of, and now be in a very financially stable position that I'm in now, and I love it. And I think that everybody, you look at social media, and I just want to tell you that's fake. It's not real there. That is a facade. Nobody is posting what they're going through because you got to grow through what you go through, but everybody is posting what looks good. And so don't take that, don't take that to heart. Just worry about what you got going on. Don't have this shiny object syndrome. Don't look at this person, what they doing and what that person is doing. Stay focused on you. Remove all fear and doubt and just run towards anything that makes you uncomfortable when it comes to you as an individual. If you don't like public speaking, baby girl, you're going to have to go ahead and go speak. Because there's somebody that is going to be in that audience once you open your mouth and start talking that is going to resonate with you. You're going to bless them and you're going to change somebody's life. So, if you stay grounded in your fears, you're not allowing yourself to grow, and you're not also allowing people who need your assistance and your help. You're not going to be able to impact them as well either. Yeah. And so I just encourage somebody to just get out of your comfort zone and get comfortable being uncomfortable and watch how life start lifing.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much,
You got it.
Dion, for being here. All of your information is going to be tagged in the video wherever they are seeing this video. Make sure you connect with Dion. Yes, professionally, he works in the credit enhancement industry, credit education space. And so if you need that, for sure, make sure you connect with him. But after hearing this brother talk for the last 90 minutes or so, you should also be able to easily identify like, he's somebody just from a mindset perspective that I would like to be closely or closer connected to. Make sure you roll over and check him out. As usual, comment in the video what the biggest takeaway was for you today. Was it the credit conversation? Was it him getting into my dating life? It could have been a mix of some mindset. And maybe in this episode, you learned that you need to get some younger energy, more youthful energy around you. Or maybe you learned that you need to tap into your own youthful energy because you over there 22 years old acting like you're 52 years old, right? Whatever that is, comment, let us know. And we will see you next week.